In this video, we'll start by exploring the country of Andorra, discussing why Andorran residency is worth considering and reviewing the different types of residency permits available. Then, we'll dive into the details of each type of Andorran residency permit. If you don't know anything about Andorra, it's a tiny gem of a country tucked between Spain and France. Andorra is the sixth smallest nation in Europe, with an area of just 468 square kilometers and a population of a little over 80,000 people. Andorra doesn't have any airports or railways, so if you're planning a visit, you'll need to hop on a bus from either Spain or France. And although they use the euro, Andorra isn't actually part of the European Union. Among Andorra's 85,863 permanent residents, 48.3% are native Andorrans, while the rest are foreign nationals including Spaniards, Portuguese, French, Argentinians, and others. But why would anyone choose to live in this remote, tranquil, and seemingly unremarkable small country? There are several key reasons. Firstly, Andorra's natural appeal is undeniable. It is the highest altitude country in Europe, boasting stunning mountain valleys. The people of Andorra enjoy a peaceful and prosperous lifestyle. It has one of the lowest crime rates in Europe, a per capita GDP nearing $70,000, and ranks fourth in the world for life expectancy. Residents of Andorra also benefit from one of the world's best welfare systems, top-tier education, and exclusive private banking services. Secondly, Andorra's tax regime is very attractive. It is one of the countries in Europe with the lowest tax rates. Personal income tax does not exceed 10%, and the VAT is only 4.5%, the lowest in Europe. Corporate tax generally sits at 10%. Additionally, Andorra does not impose property tax, inheritance tax, gift tax, or capital gains tax on its residents. The only caveat is that if you live in Andorra but are not a tax resident, you must pay a 10% non-resident income tax annually. Thirdly, Andorran visas offer broad travel benefits. While Andorra is not part of the EU or the Schengen area, holding an Andorran residence permit allows visa-free travel to Spain, France, and Portugal. So how do you get residency in Andorra? If you're thinking about living in Andorra, the first step is to apply for a residence permit. Andorra offers two main types of residency, active residency and passive residency, with a total of 13 different options to choose from. Active residency is for those who plan to work and generate income within Andorra. There are two main options in this category: a work visa for traditional employment, a self-employed visa known as Compte Propi, which requires you to purchase 50,000 euros worth of interest-free bonds and establish and run a company in Andorra. To qualify for active residency, Andorra must be your primary place of residence, meaning you need to live in the country for more than 183 days each year. Passive residency is designed for those who can live independently without needing to work in Andorra. This category includes three main types of visas: a residency by investment program, which requires an investment of 600,000 euros, a visa for professionals in international business requiring a minimum investment of 60,000 euros and the establishment of a company in Andorra whose main business operates outside the country. Residency options for employees of multinational companies as well as internationally recognized artists, scientists, and athletes. For passive residency, you need to spend at least 90 days a year in Andorra. In 2021, the Andorran government announced plans to launch a digital nomad visa program, but progress has been slow. Currently, the most suitable option for digital nomads is still the self-employed visa. Each type of residency permit in Andorra has a different validity period, but most can be renewed under the same conditions. After legally residing in Andorra for 7 years, you can apply for a 10-year residency permit. Andorra doesn't offer permanent residency. This 10-year permit is the longest-term visa a foreigner can obtain. If you're interested in citizenship, the requirements are even more stringent. You can only apply to become an Andorran citizen after legally residing in the country for over 20 years, or if you've completed your education within the Andorran system and have lived there for more than 10 years. Now let's discuss the specific options for Andorran residence permits. First, we have the work visa. To pursue this option, you must secure a job offer from an Andorran company. Andorran work visas are categorized into two types. The first type is the seasonal work permit, which allows the holder to work and live in Andorra for a short period. However, this visa is akin to a tourist visa. Once it expires, you must leave Andorra. The second type is the standard work visa. Andorra is a small country with limited job opportunities. Similar to the US, an Andorran company looking to hire a foreign employee must first advertise the position locally to try to recruit a domestic candidate. Only if they can demonstrate that no qualified local candidates are available can the company hire from abroad and enter into an employment contract with you. After the employment contract is signed, your employer will submit the necessary work visa application documents to the Andorran Ministry of the Interior, Immigration Service, and Department of Labor to complete the process. In parallel with the work permit application, you must also register with Andorra's Social Security System, CASS, Caixa Andorrana de Seguretat Social, to officially obtain your work visa. The entire processing time for an Andorran work visa typically takes no longer than a month. Next, let's discuss the self-employed visa, an excellent option for content creators, digital marketing experts, consultants, traders, and investors. This is also the most popular residence permit in Andorra. In essence, this visa allows you to gain Andorran residency by establishing a company in Andorra, engaging in self-employed activities, providing financial guarantees, and demonstrating a stable income. To qualify for a self-employed visa, you must meet the following requirements. First, you must be at least 18 years old, in good health, and have no criminal record. Second, you need to either establish a company in Andorra or hold at least 20% of the shares in an Andorran company and occupy a management position within it. While this program doesn't require an elaborate business plan, your company must be actively operating in Andorra and serve as your primary source of income. Third, you must purchase 50,000 euros worth of non-interest-bearing government bonds from the Andorran Financial Authority in your name. If these bonds are redeemed, your self-employed residence permit will be immediately revoked. Additionally, you need to deposit 3,000 euros in an Andorran bank under your company's name. Fourth, before applying for the visa, your annual income must be at least 3 times the local minimum wage. In 2024, Andorra's annual minimum wage is 13,457 euros and 64 cents. So to qualify for the self-employed visa, your annual income must be at least 40,372 euros and 92 cents. Fifth, under Andorra's active residency program, you are required to reside in the country for more than 183 days per year. The entire application process for the self-employed visa must be completed within Andorra by submitting your application to the local immigration department. A more complex step in this process is registering your company. You will need to obtain a foreign investment authorization from the Andorran government, register your company, apply for a business license, register your company's activities, and register with Andorra's Social Security System, CASS. The Andorran self-employed visa initially remains valid for 1 year and is renewable every 2 years under the same conditions. After the third renewals, which amounts to 7 years of continuous residency in Andorra, you become eligible to apply for a 10-year Andorran residence permit. Next, let's explore the passive residency programs. The most prominent of these is Andorra's Residency by Investment program. This program allows you to obtain long-term residency in Andorra by investing 600,000 euros. To qualify for Andorra's investment residency, you must meet the following criteria. First, you must be at least 18 years old, in good health, and have no criminal record. Second, the main applicant's annual income must be at least 3 times the local minimum wage. As we have discussed before, in 2024, Andorra's annual minimum wage is 13,457 euros and 64 cents. Your annual income must be at least 40,372 euros and 92 cents. Additionally, if dependents are accompanying you, the income requirement for the main applicant increases by 13,457 euros and 64 cents for each dependent. For example, a couple applying together must provide proof of income that is 4 times the local minimum wage. For a family of 4, the required income level is 6 times the minimum wage. Third, your investment in Andorra must be divided into 2 parts. First, you must deposit 47,500 euros in a non-interest-bearing account with AFA, the Andorran Financial Authority, to demonstrate financial stability. If you have dependents, you will need to deposit an additional 9,500 euros per dependent. The remaining funds, after deducting the non-interest-bearing deposit, 552,500 euros for a single applicant, 543,000 euros for a couple, and so on, can be freely invested within Andorra. This could include purchasing real estate, investing in funds, government bonds, company shares, or simply placing the money in a bank. Fourth, the Andorran Immigration Department charges a visa fee of 2,500 euros for the main applicant and 500 euros for each dependent. Fifth, under the passive residency program, you must reside in Andorra for at least 90 days each year. Additionally, your income must be entirely sourced from outside Andorra, meaning you cannot work or run a business within the country. To apply for Andorra's Residency by Investment program, you must first open an account with an Andorran bank, deposit the required investment funds, and then submit your visa application to the Andorran Immigration Department, followed by a brief interview. After a processing period of approximately 3 to 8 weeks, if everything is in order, you and your family will be granted Andorran residency permits. The condition is that you must complete the full €600,000 investment within 6 months of receiving the residency permit. The initial validity of the Andorran residency permit issued under the investment residency program is 2 years. Upon expiration, it can be renewed for 5 years in the format of 2 plus 3 years. After the second renewal, which is after 7 years of residency, you can apply for a 10-year long-term residency permit in Andorra, which can be renewed indefinitely. Next, let's discuss a startup visa option for professionals in international business. This program has specific requirements for applicants. First, you must invest at least €47,500 in non-interest-bearing bonds with the AFA. Second, you need to establish a company in Andorra with at least 85% of its business activities conducted outside of the country. During the application process, you'll need to present a 3-year business plan to the Andorran government. Your plan should leverage your business experience and projected company growth to convince the authorities to grant you the visa. Third, as part of this passive residency program, you must reside in Andorra for at least 90 days each year. Additionally, while you may not become an Andorran tax resident, your company as an Andorran entity will be required to pay local taxes. The third option within the passive residency program is a special professional visa for employees of multinational corporations, internationally recognized athletes, artists, and scientists. For this category, apart from the requirement to invest €50,000 in bonds with the AFA, there are no additional criteria. However, you must provide documentation related to your professional qualifications, income, and awards to prove your international recognition in your field. This brings us to the end of our overview of Andorra residency options. Andorra is a hidden gem in Europe with so much to offer. But don't forget, the world offers many other countries with unique appeal and diverse lifestyles worth exploring. We are working on a whole series called How to Get Residency, and that will guide you on how to secure residency in various countries around the globe. If you're interested in this kind of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button, check out our past videos, and stay tuned for our upcoming ones. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.